Hello, hello. Oh, my camera got screwed up. Just a minute. There we go. How's everybody doing today? Act says, I'm finally here again. Yay. Hi, Act. How are we doing today? How is the weekend treating us thus far? Welcome to the show. Welcome to the weekend. It is a early weekend for me. I slept in because I was up late working on my project. Mel says, Unc just did a cross-country race. Nice, Mel. How'd you do? Act says, been relaxing, catching up on house stuff. Nice. Excellent. So at this point, I know a while back you had a move. At this point, I'm assuming you're all moved in, all unboxed, all good. And David says, hi, Unc. Hi, David. How are you? Welcome to the show. Welcome to the weekend. How are we doing today? I did the best I've ever done, 3.1 miles in 32 minutes. Nice. Well done. Congratulations. I'm proud of you. That is impressive. I would not have been able to do that. Definitely. I am not a runner. I have tried my hand at running. There was a while back where I would do a 5K every month, but I am a ways away from those days. And even then, I mean, I ended up my first 5K. I ended up getting a second place medal, but I think it was because no one in my age group was there. Currently on vacation, says David. Nice, excellent. Hopefully you're having fun. Hopefully you're someplace nice and enjoyable, getting a little rest and relaxation in. Act says, move's been done. We are kind of waiting on putting up more things on the walls because we want to paint. Gotcha, nice. Thanks, Unc. I gotta go now. See you. Bye, Mel. Have a great weekend. David says, Greece again. LOL. Nice, nice. Never been. I've known a number of people from Greece, but I've never been to Greece. I hear nice things about it though. Very cool. And S198 says hello. Hi, S198. How are we doing today? Welcome to the show. Welcome to the weekend. Hopefully we're doing good. Ugh. I definitely have to warm up with my flipping. I have not been awake for very long. Unfortunately, no battle songs this time. That's a bummer. I I would say I can relate, but I can't. I haven't that I can think of. I don't know that I have had to take a trip since I have been flipping where I wasn't able to bring a Bali with me, but Scylla says, how are you? Hey, how are you? I'm doing well. I'm tired. Haven't been up for very long. So my flipping needs some time to warm up. But other than that, I'm doing pretty good. I was up late last night, working on a video, working on a project. Then got up early this morning after the video was done processing and got that posted, and then went back to bed. Good morning. I like what you did with the answer, says K-Dog. Thank you very much. It was a risky call. I was not sure how well it would come out because I had never done anything like that before. But yeah, I'm happy with the result. It ended up turning out really good from my perspective, and it fixed all of my concerns with regards to the finish. It feels so odd seeing people, or wait, I'm sorry. It feels so odd seeing good morning texts and it's 7 p.m. for me. LOL. Well, yeah. Most I think viewers are in the continental United States, whereas you're on the other side of the pond. So definitely definitely makes sense that there would be a difference. I was nervous when I saw your trade post for it. Glad you kept it. Yeah, and basically the whole reason why I put that trade post out there was because I knew what I wanted to do with it, but um, I also knew that LDY had done an amazing job on that anodization and on that finish. So knowing that, I wanted to see if there was anybody out there that really wanted that fit and finish, that was interested in trading something that I was interested in, so that that Bali could keep its look, and um, someone would be able to enjoy it the way that it was created. But while I got a couple offers, I didn't get anything that really um, spoke to me, and I was kind of happy about it, because I really do love the Bally. My issue was with that mirror polish. I tried the polish finish and agree with your review. Thank you, K Dog. I'm glad that I'm not the only one. And Act says you can always redo the ano. Agreed. And I'm figuring that I'm going to end up doing that, which means that that process would have had to have been gone through regardless if I was going to ever attempt to anodize it anyways. So now it's all prepped for me to do the ano once I have the setup. Random questions. But those things around your ears, like earphones or hearing aids, it's a bone conductive headset. So it's like earphones that don't cover my ears. But I'm just listening to music while I'm streaming. Wait, hold up. What happened to the answer? I haven't watched the video yet. So I stripped the ano and I did a stone wash. So it is now a raw titanium. Let me show you. So now this is what it looks like. So not shiny at all, and not pink and yellow sunset fade any longer. Now it's all raw, stone washed titanium. So now it is grippy the way that I want and need for it to be, in order for me to do, like, for example, the real one that drove the point home was trying to get a choker fan on this. It wasn't impossible. It was just really hard for me to get that grip. I'm gonna check Sam's stream. I'll be right back, Unc. No problem, David. Ooh, I kind of like that, not gonna lie. I'm glad. You getting your own setup for anodizing? We'll see. Eventually, yes. I'm not rushing it. We'll see. We'll see what happens. I think it would be something fun to play around with, because I do have, both this and the Stitch V1, which are raw titanium. And I've wanted the Stitch V1 to get anode, because it's got these green spacers in them, and I've thought for a while that a pink Stitch B1 with the green spacers might give it a nice watermelon vibe. So at some point I may get my own setup for anodizing. We'll see. Ugh. And in the last week, I've really been, I mean, believe it or not, I really have been working on that combo that I started building out was it last Saturday? I think it was, where it's the thumb rollover to chaplain to extended twirl to um, choker fan to palm fan. But believe it or not, I have been practicing it, but it is in no way, shape, or form smoothed out, perfected, or consistent. But we're working on it. Hex says next community modder. I don't know about that. I mean, there are a number of people that have their own, anodized setup. I mean, Saruman does his own. Bali Unc, what's going on, LeBreton? Welcome to the show. Welcome to the weekend. How are we doing today? How's the weekend treating you? We're just talking about anodization and the fact that at some point in time I would like to have my own anodization setup, because I don't know if you had seen the video yet or not, but I did some mod work on the answer last night. So I removed the anodization, I removed the mirror finish. So I have this down to raw titanium now. And while I absolutely adored the pink and yellow sunset fade on this thing, I could not handle the mirror finish. It was just too slick in the hand for some things and too grippy in the hand for other things. Like I had said in the video, when it was humid, I borderline could never flip this because it was just so sticky. Whereas with the choker fan, it was just so hard for me to get the grip that I needed to initiate that fan. I'm so 50-50 on the mirror finish. Sometimes it's fine, and other times it gets in the way. That's exactly it for me. For me, the mirror finish it never added anything. But whether or not it got in the way was hit or miss. Whereas, oh, wrong way. Whereas, my goodness. Whereas with the matte finish of the stonewash, no issues. What did you use to do it? So I used the Wink rust remover to break down that outer layer, the oxidized layer that the anodization was on. So that took it down to a dark gray, but the mirror finish was still there. So then I can't talk and flip at the same time. But the mirror finish was still there. So then I did a stonewash with ceramic materials in a mixer to do a stonewash finish on it. Yeah, I was worried that especially with the stonewash part, I was worried that that I was going to screw something up, that something wasn't going to come out right, um, and uh, and thankfully I was able to do it with zero issue whatsoever. It was a burden because I don't have a uh, rock tumbler large enough to have put the handles in. So honestly, the way that I did the stonewash was in a protein shaker cup. And whereas on a rock tumbler, it probably would have needed to have been tumbling for, I think the internet said probably about an hour and a half ish, while checking it every 15 minutes or so, 10 or 15 minutes. With the shaker bottle method, doing it by hand, I only had to tumble it for about 30 minutes. So basically, I put it in there, started shaking it, and put on an episode of uh, Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. And by the end of the episode, I checked it and everything looked good. Did the tune get messed up any? No, the tune is actually still perfect. So no tap. Once I oiled it, no noticeable play, and no, everything is like the blade is right there in the middle of the channel. Everything's cranked down tight, and yeah, no, we're good. EMG says, "Hi, Unc. Hi, EMG. How are we doing today? Welcome to the show. Welcome to the weekend." Three says, "No, I'm late. Wind shave." Thank you. I appreciate that, Three. How are we doing today? Welcome to the show and welcome to the weekend. What we're talking about is the results of my having stripped the ano and done a stonewash on my LDY Will Hirsch answer. David says, "All right, I'm back." Welcome back, David. Um, so yeah, no issues whatsoever with regards to tune, either from from the process or from me just taking the whole thing apart and uh, and putting it all back together. Though admittedly, I am thinking about opening it back up and messing around with the weights again, putting an additional pin in it, but I haven't decided yet. Uh, he's just showing off the inventory for the Midwest meetup thing. Gotcha. And then LeBreton is giving salutations. Oh, I haven't touched the weights in mine at all. So yours probably then has two pins in it, two pins in each handle. That's how it was for me. Man, and that's how I left it for a very, very, very long time. It wasn't until relatively recently, like maybe the last 2 or 3 weeks, that I opened mine and tweaked the weights and decided that I wanted to swap over to one pin in each handle. But I'm thinking I started thinking last night that I may go back to two pins. Hey, Unc Nabalis is slandering me. How is that, David? I sent a clip including a reverse giraffe, and they marked my combo as intermediate on their YouTube channel, but a guy who just did 3 different aerial whips, aerial to whip rolls, get marked as advanced. Sorry? I am not, I am not um, a good judge in this one. Ooh, All right, let's flip Gil. Nope. Ring of Shame. I mean, he did do a twist rollover as well, but yeah, I rewatched it. Most people do them wrong. As clean as I could, it was a proper one. Send it in Unc's server. Talk about sloppy. Oh, that was that choker fan to palm fan is continuing to throw me off. Let's see. Oops. Hey, sorry I'm late. How's it going? What's going on, Manio? How are we doing today? Welcome to the show. Welcome to the weekend. No worries. You're not late. You haven't missed anything. Just chilling and flipping and talking. Not sure if you were aware, but the only thing that we've really talked about and that I've shown off thus far today is that I have removed the finish, both the mirror finish and the ano from the answer. So it's now a stone washed titanium finish. Did that last night as a ending of my LDY Will Hirsch answer review video. So I didn't really I don't know. I included little video clips throughout the process, but I didn't. It's not like I recorded the whole process or anything like that. That was not a good one. But yeah, that's the only thing that we've been talking about. Just finished watching that video. Looks awesome, or looks amazing, dude. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Yeah, I really, really, really like the way that it ended up turning out. Very happy with it. David says back again. Welcome back. All right, let's flip the crescent. I didn't know you could do stonewash so nicely with an at-home kit. Never knew the process. Yeah, so I actually ended up going. I honestly didn't know how it was gonna work out either. We have a stone tumbler in the family, but it's too short for the handles, for the handle length of the answer. So I actually just used a protein shaker, and because it's titanium, you couldn't use like aquarium rock. I needed to use something a little harder than that. So I used ceramic material, and it basically took 30-ish minutes um, of shaking, and it came out pretty good for me, pretty uniform. All in all, it was pretty nice. Um, David says, Unc hit a quintuple scissor. Stop lying on the YouTube audience that you're a mid flipper. I can't hit a quintuple scissor. I can't hit a single scissor. And while I don't say specifically that I'm a mid flipper, we all know it. EMG says it was great video. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Um, and that's awesome. I have a couple of knives I've wanted to stonewash forever. I'll have to look into it. Yeah, definitely, definitely. I don't know, taxing. Sitting there shaking a protein shaker full of stone for 30 minutes. Definitely an exercise. That was horrible, but yeah, it ended up working out. I really like the end result. And then David says it was satire. I was kidding. I missed your answer. Any change to tune? Oh, no, no change to tune. Still good, solid, no tap, minimal play. Everything is tight and snug, and fully centered in the channels. No, everything is good. Good to hear. Glad it worked out. It's a beautiful knife. Thank you very much. I have a tendency to agree with you. I enjoy it. I really love the design of this thing. I mean, the word that I keep using to describe it is organic. It's kind of like the oh, I'm gonna forget the name of it. Somebody had brought it up to me. I looked at it, and then like literally maybe a day later, Pez has a video out on it. I think it was the I think it was the Gecko Pulse. I know it was by Gecko. I think it was called the Pulse. Yes, it was. I think. I'm pulling it up just to confirm it's the same one. Yes, yeah. So the Gecko Pulse, very very organic design. Um, and Axe says Gecko. Yep. Also, Dave, you taught me the Rev Giraffe wrong in the video. It's a cheat Rev Giraffe. Mm. Okay. Where did I leave off? I think I was flipping the cheese. Now I'll flip the cat. I remember seeing one a long time ago on Bali Market and thought they looked really cool. Yeah, I agree. I really like when designs have a very uh, rounded curve type design. Didn't realize they were that heavy though. How do you like the cat? I like the cat very, very, very much. Between the cat and the cheese, I like the cat better. So I mean, these are both titanium coated. They do have a couple versions of the cat that are not titanium. Teflon. Jeez. They do have a couple versions of the cat that aren't Teflon coated, depending on what colorway you go with. But this, when it's super humid, the cheese is just too grippy for me. Whereas the scratches on the cat kind of keep some of that surface layer or surface area Teflon off of your hands, so it provides grip while not overdoing it. Number one, but number two, this is more for me from what my experiences are. This feels more handle bias than the cat. The cat seems a little bit less handle bias, which is my preference. So, and then let's see. And then Eldon says, hi. Hi, Eldon. How are you? Welcome to the show. Welcome to the weekend. Hopefully you are doing well. Oops. Mm-mm. I agree. I recently flipped the cat and was surprised more people were not talking about it. Yeah, agreed. I really, really enjoy this. And I too am really surprised that not a whole lot of people talk about this. I don't know, maybe so I've been trying to think of because people have noted that I should do more long form videos. Uh, and I've been trying to come up with things that are, video worthy. And I had realized that I hadn't ever really done a review of the answer, and it was still a relatively newer Bally, so I figured I could do a video on this and then turned it into the modding recap as well. But now that I've gone over it a number of times in the last couple of streams because people have asked me about the cat, maybe I'll do a video on the cat and how it differs from the cheese. Maybe that would be a video worth doing. Who knows? We'll see. I'll play around with the idea. Man, in all honesty, like that right there, that indecision that you saw was me. So I'm going down my list of Ballys. I'm flipping everything, and this is something I find myself doing quite frequently. I got to the Squiddy U and immediately tried to come up with a reason why I didn't have to flip this. Yeah, I am not a fan of this Bally. I don't hate it, and when I'm flipping it, it's not that bad. I can't really choker fan on it because the handles, I don't know. It's hard to describe the handles. They don't. they don't give the a solid, good, consistent grip for me. They feel too, I don't know. I'm really struggling to come up with an adjective to describe the way that these feel. They feel very fuzzy, but I don't know if that makes sense. Did you know that you can 3D print the Sirius AM? Yes, I have one. I 3D printed it. Mine doesn't have the bushings installed, so mine is horrible. Um, and I don't know if that was because of how it ended up printing, that the bushings that I have don't fit in it. But we'll someday try to do it again, I think. And then 3 says I already did. You need a Frank P or Z. They are just fun. I want to try one. No, I have tried one. I don't recall having a strong feeling about it one way or the other, but it would be a nice addition to the lineup. The Squiddy is amazing. You're talking the original Squiddy? It's fun-ish, but you can't fan with it. So I tried Spirits Squiddy A and B, and it was good. Oh, okay. So you're talking about the Squiddy. Basically, I mean, the Squiddy U is the same thing as the Squiddy B, but with blue handles. Yeah, I'm not a fan. I'm not gonna lie. I would much prefer to flip the canvas over the Squiddy any day of the week. I love my Squiddy, but you're right, it does not choker fan all, or choker fan at all. I mean, every now and then I can get oh, absolutely no, not the OG Squiddy is horrendous. So the OG Squiddy for me is fun to flip so long as you don't have to do any fans. If you're gonna fan, it's horrible. I love my Squiddy, but you're right, it does not choker fan well at all. Yeah, so every now and then I can land a choker fan, but not consistently. Should I buy a Frank P or Z? I never flipped a plastic Bali. I mean, I wouldn't necessarily say yes, you should. Totally up to you. But if you have access to a 3D printer, my recommendation would be to get the hardware necessary and do a canvas first, to see if you're interested at all in a plastic Bali. But you know, I would say you can't go wrong with the Frank P, but I have heard feedback based off of, you know, my direction to someone on where they could get one. I didn't tell them to get one, but I told them where they could get one, and they weren't very pleased. So, and then Ghost Flipping says, "Hi, Bali Unc." Hi, Ghost Flipping. How are we doing today? Welcome to the show. Welcome to the weekend. Haven't really missed much. We've just been flipping through my collection and talking about, on and off, talking about. So you're aware, I did remove the ano and the mirror finish off of my answer, so I have this back down to a raw titanium. And that is my, you know, I just posted the video on my review of the answer and you know what that process looked like for me this morning. So, and then Frank P is really good. I still prefer the Squiddy. The Frank P was fun. Mine broke though. Stitch says, "Sup? What's going on, Stitch? How are we doing today? Welcome to the show. Welcome to the weekend." I slowed that down at the wrong time and then totally threw off my momentum. Why did you remove the ano? So I had to remove the ano to get rid of the finish, and I removed the mirror finish because on a high humidity day, it was unflippable because it was too sticky in the hand. When it wasn't high humidity and my hands were super dry, it was too slippery, and I could not get the grip that I needed to anytime I was trying to do a choker fan with the mirror finish. So I stonewashed it, and now it's super grippy. Raw Baileys are the best Baileys. Well, I'm probably going to eventually, once I have a setup, anno it, um, but I like it the way that it is right now. Ghost says, nice, very cool. And Stitch says, making me sad. It turned out nice. Thank you, Ghost. I appreciate that. Sorry for making you sad, Stitch. But it is what it is. I was terrified going into the process because I was afraid that that I was going to immediately regret it. But as soon as I flipped it after the whole process was done, and I felt that grip, um, I knew that I had made the right call because it fixed all of my issues other than my flipping itself. All of the issues that I had with the Bali were fixed. Nah, I just realized you weren't flipping the answer. I thought you removed the color. Wait. I just realized you weren't flipping the answer. I thought you removed the color. I did. There is no color on it anymore. The answer is all raw titanium at this point. Um, any tips on doing a helix? That's a tough one for me. So for me, and I am not I am not a teacher, but for me, the way that I ended up learning it was after the behind the eight ball. So I learned the helix off of the momentum that I was getting from the behind the eight ball. So for me, it was just, once you get to the end of the behind the eight ball and you start the helix part, just keep that momentum going around your finger. Once you catch it, with your index after it goes around, then throw your thumb there, and it's pretty easy to get around the thumb. And I think that's roughly about it. Wait, let me make sure I'm not talking myself into a. Yeah, that's about it. So yeah, I would the way that I learned it was right after the behind the eight ball. And then once you get the behind the eight ball and then you get the helix, you're able to do a behind the eight ball to helix infinity loop, and kind of just start smoothing out. So behind the eight ball is the easier trick for you than the helix. Oh, absolutely. Because, well, I don't want to get into the because, but yes, the behind the eight ball is definitely easier than the helix from my perspective. I would start there and then work on the helix, and then learn how to string the two together into a behind the eight ball helix infinity loop, and that will give you a lot of practice on both of them, as long as you want to do the infinity loop. And Libretton confirms the behind the eight ball is an easier trick in general, at least in my opinion. Yeah, I mean, I agree. Sounds like 3 agrees too. Helix is harder, but unlike the behind the eight ball, it isn't the ugliest trick of all time. Subjective, 3. Very, very subjective. If the behind the eight ball is the ugliest trick of all time, why do you always tune into my streams? Because that's like the behind the eight ball, sadly, is like the basis, the cornerstone of my flipping. To the extent that I've tried to figure out how can I base my flipping off of anything other than the behind the eight ball, but it's, I mean, rollovers. That's really what it boils down to. Behind the eight ball is peak. I literally do them all the time. Birthday coming up real soon. Excellent. Happy early birthday to you, Tevko. Eight ball is just overused in my opinion, says Ghost. I listen to them, not really watch them. Yeah, okay, that would explain a lot. That makes sense. Uh, I think you'll be streaming that day. Ooh, excellent. I will not sing happy birthday, but I will wish you a happy birthday if I'm streaming on your birthday. You are in the stream and I am aware of it. Behind the Eight Ball is huge part of my style. Um, uh, Tevco, happy birthday, bro, says Ghost. Calling the Behind the Eight Ball ugly is crazy work. Then would the Behind the Eight Ball be your fidget trick for sure? Yeah, so my mindless flipping, like just doing it to keep my hands busy is definitely the Behind the Eight Ball to the helix. Oops. Behind the Eight Ball to the helix. I did it again. And infinity loop. That is my comfort flip. I honestly, as soon as I learned how to do that, I probably went about 3 months just doing that. Because I mean, I don't flip to get competitive. I don't flip to get great. I flip because it's good for me. And at that time, I just needed something to do with my hands, and the Behind the Eight Ball Infinity Loop was something that I didn't have to think about. I would just be able to do. So yeah, that's my comfort combo. Huge part. Of course, I missed part of it. Wait, what? The Behind the Eight Ball is overused so much, though. We got a lot of Behind the Eight Ball hate, but really at the end of the day, regardless of whether the Behind the Eight Ball is overused or not, it is still like a integral part of the learning process. So let's not be overly anti Behind the Eight Ball when we're talking about someone learning the Behind the Eight Ball because they're trying to learn new stuff, because that is definitely a trick that you need to learn. I say that, and then I'm fairly confident that there's like 1 or 2 people that frequent the stream that have admitted to not knowing the Behind the Eight Ball, I think, if I recall correctly. Mine is the index rollover to thumb rollover to Chaplin as my fidget combo. Gotcha. And then, sorry, I was gone. If you answered the question about the answer, are you going to get a new Anno on it? Yeah. So if I ever get a Anno setup, like a DC power supply, then yeah, I will definitely re-anno it. I don't see myself sending it off to somebody to get anode though. So we'll see what happens. 3 says the base trick is stupid though. Again, subjective. All right, and then we'll move on to the Orion 1.5. Brev cats are so annoying. Man, you guys are negative today. What tricks do you guys like? Let's see if we can refocus the energy of the stream from what tricks are dumb, annoying, stupid to what tricks do we like to do. And then what does this say? Teflon Bulb, the drop, cherry pickers. I enjoy cherry pickers, yeah, for sure. Shortstop is 2 peak. I'm still struggling with that shortstop. That's a true thing. I'm not being negative. That's true, LeBreton. You are not being negative. I'm not saying everybody is being negative. I'm just hearing a lot of like, these tricks are dumb. So I just wanted to refocus everybody. And Tevko said, can do it every time. You can do what every time? And I don't understand XDX am negative, but the drop. Oh, the drop is your favorite. You can that's a good one that you can do all the time. Yes. Yeah, I am proficient at that one myself. You mean the pop, like pop chat? No, I think Tevko is referring to the drop, like that. If I had to guess. Oh, I just got dizzy there for a second. That was strange. All right, and with that, I'm going to put up the be right back sign. I'm going to drop the chair around, or drop the desk down, bring the chair around, get a little bit more comfortable. Just 1 second, we'll be right back. All right, and we are back. Ooh. Let's see, where did I leave off? I think we are on the rep clone. Man. Mm. Nope. Ever since I put the G10 back on this and added the weight back to it, you would think that it would have become a better flipper than it was with the PLA scales, because it's no longer blade bias, because this thing was heavily blade bias. But I struggle with this thing. And I don't know if it's the added weight, because this is a hefty Bali. Um, but yeah, the balance, or the weight of it, throws me off quite a bit. Hmm. All right. Then we get to the Kite AL. Mm. Man. There. That's Unc. I adjusted the tolerances of those Astra spacers. I'm printing them in PA64F20. Do you want me to send you a set? They shouldn't have any tap anymore. Yeah, if you want to. Wait, when you say send me a set, you're telling me to send me the files so that you can print, or so I can print them? Or are you saying, clarify what you mean by send me a set? But yeah, that's cool. I really liked the design of those spacers. For me, yeah, it was solely the tap that it created. No, I'm printing them in a high-end filament, so I can ship you a set. Um, yeah, let's chat about it. I don't want you to waste your time on it because honestly, it's more of a like I would put them on and try them out, but I probably wouldn't keep them on. So I wouldn't want the wasted cost of shipping them to me just for me to try them for a minute and say, oh yeah, that was neat. That's the benefit of me being able to 3D print them is, I'm not out anything. No one is out anything. It's just a little bit of filament that gets wasted, and that's it. Or I might also try resin printing them. Um, yeah, and I used to have a resin printer. I ended up getting rid of it because we didn't really have a need for it. The first Bali that I had printed for my son and then for myself was a resin printer Bali, which added to the weight and it gave it a different feel in the hand. It felt much more solid, much closer to like the Squiddy than a filament printer. But it also made it, in the long run, it made it more brittle because it becomes more and more brittle over time. Mm. All right, let's flip over to the refault. No, that would have been a ring of shame. My goodness. Nylon is such a pain to print, even with carbon fibers added. The first layer just died on half of them. That sucks. I'm sorry. and I think, honestly, oh, you know what? I have not flipped through everything. I think I started with the answer and worked down. So we'll flip my other Baileys before we start getting things wrapped up. My goodness. Matthew says, I'm here. Hi, Matthew. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the weekend. Hopefully you are doing well today. Last time I printed with nylon, I had to replace the whole print head assembly. That's a bummer. This is the other one that I cannot get a consistent choker fan with the Stitch B one. I struggle. This is probably one of my more difficult Baileys to flip. The majority of stuff works fine, but I can't choker fan on it, and I can't try working on my ladder practice with it because it just twists every time. The first time I printed pure nylon, it warped so bad it peeled the print bed off the printer. Oh my gosh. I've been trying to play like a Martian on guitar. Very cool. I have not touched my guitar in months. Nope, that was not working. The first time I printed nylon is told my girlfriend. Oh man, that is rough. Ooh, okay. Man, I am on the struggle bus today. You know what it probably is? It's probably the fact that I had done the stone wash in the shaker bottle, and yeah, my arm is probably still fatigued from that. I didn't really think about that until just now. All right, speed channel cracking. Yeah, and now that I said that, I'm really feeling it in my forearms, so I'm fairly confident that that's actually what's going on right now. Not to make excuses for my mid flipping, because fact of the matter is I'm just simply not that great. But I think it's worsened by the fact that I was shaking what probably turned out to be, I don't know, I think it was 2 pounds of material, but there was also water in it, and then the titanium handles, but I don't know the overall weight, but I know it was hefty. S198 says, I'm back. And then Cooper says, I think, yo, what's up, man? Yo, what's up, man? What's going on, Cooper? Oops. Yeah, okay. So now we are down to the Gaivo. How has your day been? My day's been pretty good. It has been pretty good. Pretty, well, I don't know. I was gonna say pretty uneventful, but if you include like last night of my day, because I was up until probably about 4 o'clock in the morning. So including that, very productive. I refinished my LDY answer, removing the anodization and the mirror finish off of it. And while doing so, was working on a video kind of reviewing the answer and going through the what the process of my refinishing work looked like, and then put that all together in a video and started processing it. So then I woke up and I posted the video and started streaming. So it's been a pretty quiet but productive day thus far. What about you, Cooper? How are we doing today? Mm. And then 3 says, I give up. I misspelled my own name. And Pico says, did you refinish the answer? I haven't seen. Yes, I did. Let me scoot in so I can give you a close up. Yes, so I removed the mirror finish and I did a stone wash. So the slickness of the mirror finish is now gone, and it is very grippy. I like it. I'm digging it. I'm doing pretty well. A little sick, but not bad. Gotcha. Matthew says, why? Because the mirror finish made it so that when the humidity was up, it was really, 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 really way too grippy. And basically, if there was high humidity, the answer couldn't be flipped. I just could not flip it. And despite the extra grip that it would give on high humidity days, I could not get a consistent choker fan on it because I couldn't get the grip that I needed to on the handles. But now that I have removed that mirror finish, all of my grip issues are gone. So it's good. Mine comes on Monday. Excellent. Very excited for you, Pico. Very curious what you think about it. You got to let me know. And Matthew says, by the way, nice shave. Thank you. It's a little unfortunate. I'm at my dad's house in a different state, so my only Bali is an impulse. Hey, at least you have a Bali. I would not complain so long as I have a Bali to flip. If I didn't have a Bali to flip, I wouldn't make any promises. And by the way, have you lost weight because you look slimmer? I don't think so. I mean, it's possible, but not that I'm aware of. But thank you. I appreciate that, Matthew. All right. Ugh, no. All right. So I think I have now officially flipped through everything. We've talked about my fun project that started the weekend, which was the refinishing of the answer. I think we're probably going to get things wrapped up, shut down, let everybody get on with their weekend. So to all my lurkers, thank you guys as always for tuning in and watching the stream, showing your support that way. I love my lurkers. You guys are the best. To everybody who has been in chat, giving me somebody to talk to, thank you guys as well. You guys are awesome. Hopefully everybody has a great rest of the day. Hopefully everybody has an amazing weekend. Anybody who has started school this year, hopefully you have had an amazing start to the school year. Anybody who school is just around the corner, best of luck to you this coming year at school. And anybody who's not in school anymore, yeah, you guys have lucked out. But for now, I think we are all set. Everybody have a great rest of the day, great rest of the weekend. Thanks for stopping by. Thanks for saying hi. We'll see you guys in the next one. Love you.